Dawn Butler, Labour MP for Brent Central. Good afternoon to you.
Hey, afternoon, Sheila.
I saw you sort of gently shaking your head listening to Jonathan Marland there.
Oh, wow. Was that recorded?
No, not recorded. No, I was just sorry. I was shaking my head at the same time, just to reassure you. His comments in particular seem to just beg a belief, really, don't they?
It's just astounding, Sheila. And the thing is this, you cannot say, I know somebody and they're not racist, or they're my friend. When somebody's accused of racism, the first thing you should never say is, I've got a black friend, because that's not your get out of racist jail free card. Just because you've got a black friend doesn't mean that you're not racist. And to say, he does business in Malaysia or Jamaica, what has that got to do? In fact, that makes me worry about how he treats people in Malaysia and Jamaica that he does business with. At the end of the day, for anybody to not see his comments as deep-seated racism is a huge worry, because he didn't just say he hates Diane Abbott. He said he hates all
She makes him want to hate all black women.
She makes him want to hate all black women. Why? Because she's just a black woman going about doing her job, and that makes you want to hate all black women? There's something fundamentally, psychologically wrong with that. And then he talks about her starving, and then he talks about she should be shot. Now, there was a person, Stephen Peddy, who said that I should be shot in the head. He was found guilty and given, I think it was 6 months, 12 months suspended. It is such an awful worry to have this hanging over you. And I'm telling you, black women, black people are tired of this. We're tired of the constant racism where the door's been opened, where it's like it's okay. It's okay to be racist against a black woman. And the Prime Minister, if the Prime Minister doesn't speak up soon and call this out, then he should leave office. Because his first job is to protect all of his citizens. That is the first job of government, and he is not protecting us.
It would be interesting to see whether the Speaker of the House of Commons has something to say about it too, because that's also a major part of his job, as he made clear in that recent debate, didn't he? I don't know whether he will feel he can intervene on this issue. Keir Starmer, for his part, in case you haven't seen it, has said, speaking on the ITV Lorraine programme, he said the comments by Mr Hester were abhorrent. Diane has been a trailblazer. She's paved the way for others. She's probably faced more abuse than any other politician over the years on a sustained basis. I mean, that's certainly true of racist abuse, isn't it, for Diane Abbott?
Absolutely. And I tell you the other thing as well that this actually has highlighted. It's highlighted a number of things. Number one, this person has had nearly £500 million from the government in contracts. He has access to 60 million bits of data from us, the public. For somebody who, one black woman makes him feel like he wants to hate all black women, he should be nowhere near our data, number one. Number two, he talks about artificial intelligence. He should be nowhere near artificial intelligence. With somebody with such deep-seated racism, you need to get them away from artificial intelligence as soon as possible. And the other thing is this. We're going to see this quite a lot in terms of the government has given money to certain companies and organisations, millions of pounds, some that we can't explain what we've got as a result of that. And then that money comes back into the Tory party through donations. If this was happening in any other country, we'll be calling it corruption, and we'll be saying there needs to be an investigation. And to be honest, there needs to be a huge investigation about where all this money is going.
Do you believe they should just completely sever donation ties with him now?
Yes, of course. They should absolutely return that money. But not just that. Every single contract needs to be terminated. I do not feel comfortable knowing that somebody with such deep-seated racist views has access to 60 million people in the UK's data and has been given almost £500 million by this government. I do not feel comfortable with that. And I think we should all be concerned and worried about that.
For his part, he says himself, or his spokesperson says, his statement, so he said he called Diane Abbott to apologise, but they've said his statement is not a confirmation of the alleged quotes in The Guardian. Mel Stride saying the alleged comments were inappropriate but not race-based. I mean,
how can it not be race-based when
it's about your colour?
The very fact of what he said, it makes me want to hate all black women. What is that if it's not racism? Then I would like them to explain to me what they see as racism. What do they need to see? Does he need to wear a white pointy hat with 2 cut out holes for his eyes? What do they need to see to call out racism? Because, you know, this needs to stop. If we want to, you know, people, I get attacked on social media, or you're always talking about race. If you want me to stop talking about race, stop people being racist. Stop people being racist, and I will stop talking about race.
Do you think that some, clearly not in everybody's case, but at the highest levels of this country now, we have leading people making it a sort of a more comfortable place for people who want to speak like this?
Well, this is the thing, isn't there? There is this crossover, if you like, where people argue about free speech and the freedom of speech, and people should be allowed to say what they want to say. Now, the thing is, there is freedom of speech, but there's not freedom of hate speech. That's why we have laws and legislation, and that had to be brought in. I mean, Martin Luther King said, the law cannot stop a man from hanging me, but no, cannot make a man love me, but it can stop the man from hanging me. And so that's the thing about the law, is that it's there to stop certain things from happening. So you don't have to love Diane Abbott. You don't have to love me. You can not like me. You know, not everyone's going to like me. But to say that you hate me, which is a very strong word, to say that I should be shot is incitement.
Or that the sight of you makes somebody hate every other woman who looks like you.
Yeah, it's incitement, and we have laws against that. And also, Sheila, he started to call Diane. And can you imagine just finding out that somebody said you should be shot, and then they're on the phone calling you? Wow. I mean, can you imagine what that anxiety that caused?
Do you think that is a sign of his sense of entitlement?
100%, Sheila, 100%. His entitlement, his